Sorry guys, my camera was like way too far away. Usually I have the camera adjusted before I show up here. Usually that quilt you see behind me, I have it on my lap normally. But I'm warm enough without it today. That quilt is actually a very special quilt to me. I've had it since, oh gosh, the mid-90s. The lady who gave it to me was 84 years old. She quilted the top when she was 14. So it's very special to me. It's my magic quilt. It hangs out with me whenever I'm doing my work so it can soak up energy. Mr. Adam, hello, welcome. Glad you're here today. So we're going to get started with Reiki. We're going to do 5 minutes of Reiki for everybody, and that's going to be for whatever is for your highest and best good. If you don't know what Reiki is, or if you haven't heard of it before, or if you have heard a little bit but you don't know that much, this is the best time to ask Reiki questions because I'm kind of focused on Reiki right now, and it's just a good thing to have going on at the same time that I'm doing this. And I am a Reiki master, so I am qualified to answer your questions. By the way, the version of Reiki that I use is Yasui. Let's go ahead and get the Reiki started. Enough rambling. All right, so we've got 5 minutes of Reiki coming up, starting it at 28 after the hour. That means we're going to be finishing it up at 33 after the hour. So Adam, what are you going to be using your Reiki for tonight? Do you have something more specific than just whatever's for your highest and best good, or are you just letting it flow? This camera seems crooked. My curtains aren't straight. And I know my curtains are straight, so that means my camera's not straight. Maybe that's better. Maybe. So welcome to those of you that just walked in the door. What we're doing right now is Reiki. We're going to run Reiki for 5 minutes for everybody in the room. I have the intention set for whatever is best for your highest and best good. And if you have something more specific to set the Reiki on, feel free to go ahead and adjust that intention for yourself. Healing and some income boosting. We like it. Income boosting is always fun. Fun, fun, fun. Let the fun begin. I've seen Reiki work a couple of ways with income, actually. I've seen it do some really sudden happiness-making stuff. And I've also seen it do some things that is a little bit more slow work. It takes more Reiki over time, but it is bringing in things that are more secure, not just like the one-time hits, but helping the person to get into position to create something more secure. Three more minutes left on the Reiki. Ba-ba-da-da-da-da, ba-ba-da-da. Mr. Adam, if you had all the money that you wanted to have, ideally, what would you be doing with it? Diane. Hello, my friend. How are you tonight? You know me, I'm alive, I'm breathing. For me, alive and breathing is everything because I have all kinds of wonderful opportunities for things I can do as long as I'm alive and breathing. I'm glad to hear that you're good. What are you using your Reiki for tonight? By the way, we've got 2 more minutes on Reiki. I feel like I need to explain my beautiful quilt here behind me. Usually this quilt is on my lap, but tonight I'm feeling warm. This quilt was given to me by an 84-year-old lady in the mid-90s who actually pieced the top when she was 14 years old. So it's been around a little while. It's kind of my magic quilt. I like to have it near me when I do readings so that it can soak up some good energy. And then if I ever don't feel so bad, I snuggle up under it and I think of my dear friend who was actually literally named Lily White and just soak up some of that good energy. Highest and best for you. I hear you, Adam. I hear you. That's one of my prayers too. That I can be affluent enough to cover all of my needs and my wants and have plenty to help other people and not have to worry about the level of my bank account afterwards. What exactly is Reiki? So Reiki is a Japanese word that means universal life force energy. So when you're receiving Reiki, your practitioner or your Reiki master is actually channeling universal life force energy, aka Reiki, into your aura and into your body. And the Reiki, once you set the intention for what you want the Reiki to do, the Reiki knows what the obstacles are that are keeping you from achieving whatever your goals are, because it has its own intelligence, which means it's foolproof, which is a good thing. That means I can do it. And it starts to dissolve any roots of any obstacles that you have that are keeping you from your goals or your targets. So in a nutshell, that's what Reiki is. Reiki level 1 is actually like an 8-hour class to teach you how to do Reiki for yourself. Level 2 teaches you how to do Reiki for other people and also how to use it for mental and emotional issues. Also, at the end of Reiki level 2, you can officially hang a shingle and start doing Reiki for the public and charging money for it. Although it's encouraged that you get a lot of practice before you do that. And then Reiki level 3 is where you learn how to teach other people how to do Reiki. Okay, we've done our 5 minutes of Reiki. Let's wrap this up. Okay, guys, if you have a question, put it up in the chat box. If you would like help with an affirmation, put the word affirmation in the chat box and we'll talk about what type of affirmation you need. And if you want a message from Spirit, just put the word Spirit in the chat box. Right now I'm going to clear some cards and we'll get ready to take a peek at some things, find some clarity. Did I answer your question, Mr. Adam? Probably more than. Affirmation: to be motivated to exercise consistently. Why, Diane? Why do you want to exercise consistently? You're looking to learn? I'll tell you what, if you check out my website, my phone number's there. If you don't already have it from my business card that day at the store, give me a call because I'm not teaching Reiki, but I can recommend somebody who has really great integrity when she teaches. She's actually the Reiki master that I learned from, and I think she's awesome. And I'll give you her phone number so that you can reach out to her and see if you can get scheduled for a class. I know she's running classes recently because she had a little blurb come out on her last newsletter. So hopefully you'll be in time to get into the Reiki Level 1 class. Better health and lose weight. All right. How about, well, I'm going to ask you this too. Why do you want to lose weight and be more healthy? What's your why, Diane? It's going to help with our affirmation, you'll see. Most important thing that we can have is our why to make anything happen. Whether it's creating an affirmation or whether it's creating a business or whatever it might be. The why is the motivator. Do I have scrap paper out here? Not very much. Okay, yeah. And then just call me or text me, either one. That my email is on my website or my Skype or my WhatsApp, either one. But my emails tend to get lost. I get so much stuff. So emails tend to get lost in the pile. So I would recommend, do something that's like a text message, a WhatsApp message, a phone call. Something like that's going to get my attention much more quickly. Why, Diane? Why do you need to be more flexible in blood circulation? I sound like a 3-year-old, don't I? Why? 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 Trust me, it'll help make your affirmation more powerful. Eye health blogs. Eye health and clogged circulation. Okay. So why do you want to be able to see better and have better circulation? Okay. So you want to improve your eyesight. Well, if you feel drawn here, there's always a reason. It'll show up. Even when you don't know why you're drawn, the reason will show itself sooner or later. Lucky for you, I'm only here for an hour. So Diane, why do you want to have better eyesight? What on earth is worth seeing out there? Why? Why? Meanwhile, Adam, since you really don't have a question, I'm going to pull you a message from Spirit. AP, I don't know. Does that mean you're giving up on me? I have no idea what AP means. All right, Adam, message from Spirit for you, my dear. Why? Why? What's so important to see? What do you want to see? Okay, Adam, here's your situation, honey bunny. You've got the Hermit showing up in reverse. Whoops, there's the camera way over there. Plus, you have the Ten of Cups covering. Okay. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Okay, so here's what's going on with you, Adam, for this situation that Spirit wants to talk to you about. We see that you have taken some time to sort of spend by yourself trying to figure out what makes you tick, what makes you happy, what makes you sad, what makes you trigger. Maybe even you've deactivated some triggers, but you've even set new priorities for yourself. You've kind of taken a whole re-gander at life and figured out what you want out of it. Now, with this Ten of Cups coming up here, this is telling me that really what you've been focusing on is what makes you happy. Okay. And with the Hermit in reverse, this says that after this time that you've taken to really focus on what is it that makes me happy? What makes me tick? What can I do more of to make me happy? Now you're coming back out into the world. Now you're being social. You're talking to people and you have these new priority sets. So now you've got a different perspective and everything's going in a little bit of a different way because now you're focusing on what can I do to bring in more happiness to my life? Excuse me, after you've taken some time out really from interacting with the world. Okay. Okay. Good to know what you don't want. What do you want to see? What do you want to look at? Do you want to see what color your grandkids' hair is? Do you want to see their eyes? Do you want to be able to see well enough to crochet 50 gazillion hats? Why do you want to see? Why? You're kind of telling me what you're afraid of. But thinking about what we're afraid of is not going to get us our affirmation that we need. So I'm being pushy. I'm really good at pushing people out of their comfort zones for their own good. Okay, Adam. Queen of Cups showing up in reverse. Ooh. Hanged Man, right side up. We like that one. Excuse me, in reverse, but he's standing right side up. Hanged Man in reverse. Five of Cups. Okay. So you're telling me you want to be able to see so that you can know that you're presentable when you go places. So that you can go places safely. And so that you can get back home and get back in the house with reasonable ease. Is that why you want to see? All right, so Adam. Queen of Cups in reverse, you searching for your happiness. This is really more of a heads up than advice. I'm going to say, you searching for your happiness throws other people off because that takes you out of your normal routine. And your normal routine probably was a lot more people-pleasing than what it is now. And so this people right here, she is not pleased. And she wants to give you a hard time about you resetting your priorities. Okay. Here's the thing. With this Hanged Man in reverse, this is one of my breakaway cards. Hanged Man in reverse talks about being in a situation that you really don't know what to do with. Okay. This is a situation that is difficult for you to navigate. And so you find yourself taking some time to really look at this from all angles. This may be why you went into hermit mode. No, I'm going to take that back. It's not. You already went into hermit mode. But now we do see you taking some time to rethink everything. Okay, with this Hanged Man. And when the Hanged Man comes in reverse, that tells me that you looking at this from different perspectives, which you already came up with a different perspective in the hermit situation, Now you're seeing this in a new light. And as you're seeing this in a new light, you know what you have to do. Okay? You already know that you really can't care so much about if this other person is having a holy fit because you're not acting the way you used to, because you're growing and you're changing. At the same time that I see you really breaking away from trying to people please with this person, we have the Five of Cups coming up here. I think that this is disappointing for you because you're finding out that as you're growing, as you're expanding, as you're doing better for yourself, the other person's having a fit because you're not serving them as well as you used to. And so you are kind of rethinking, okay, is this really what I need to do? And you're understanding that, yes, this is really what I need to do, regardless of this other person's fit. And you're coming to the conclusion that actually you're really disappointed that this other person is not encouraging you and uplifting you. So there's some disappointment here that shows up, okay? So that's basically your situation, and your head's up around the situation. Here's what we need to know whenever we do any kind of growth like this. And this is growth, by the way. We tend to have people that sort of fall off on the side of the road because they're not keeping up with our growth. In other words, they can't be happy with us that we're doing something better, more healthy, different. They can't encourage us. They're trying to suck us back towards them, towards their way of being. And so if you continue to move forward, they're refusing to move forward. They're going to be off in the sidebar. They're going to be off in the ditch. Okay? Now, the thing to know about this, though, is that if you continue to move forward, you also find new friends who will meet you where you are, who will be able to encourage and support and uplift you. But only if you don't cave to the old friends that want you to go back to your old way of being. So I hope that makes sense for you, Adam. Okay, now we've got our key right there, Ms. Diane, to have some independence. Okay. Well, we went through a long road to get to that, didn't we? Motivation to exercise more and more consistently, to lose weight, to deal with messed up eyes and blood clots, to have more mobility, to have better sight, to give you more mobility, to give you more independence and more freedom. That chain's about right, right? You're quite welcome, Mr. Adam. Do you know why you came here now? All right, so Ms. Diane. Oh, I don't know how we can put all that in an affirmation. Let's see what we can find. Well, we know how we always start our affirmations because we know that in our affirmations we have to infuse them with some emotion to be able to help us get up to that vibration of the affirmation. So we know how we're going to start it. We're going to start it with, I am so happy and grateful now. Well, yeah, because it seems like you've got a hard wind trying to blow you off track. That would make just about anybody question it. Unless you've been on the spiritual path for a while and you've seen a few friends fall off to the side before and seen a few friends come in and pick up where they left off. I am so happy and grateful now. that we talked about your eyesight before. I think I sent you a link before, didn't I, Diane? I have complete freedom to choose what I want to do and where I want to go in my days, because, and I'm going to make a bold statement here. Here's the thing, Diane. You don't have to believe this bold statement when you start saying it as your affirmation, but you have to say this affirmation enough times that you start to believe it. I don't know if you remember something that people used to say when we were kids, grown-ups used to say when we were kids. Do you remember anybody ever saying, that guy lies so much he believes his own lies? Do you remember ever hearing that as a kid? Me too. The truth of the matter is that when we are working with affirmations, the reason we're doing that is because we are tuning our subconscious. Our subconscious has been set for us as we went through our life, especially our young life, where we really didn't know better than what people said. And so our subconscious took in everything that people around us said. So whether they said good things, whether they said bad things, that's set in our subconscious. Okay. So now, as we're going through life, whatever our results are in our world around us and our experience, it's because of those things that have been set in our subconscious. We've been, that is basically like our thermostat, like a thermostat to a house. If you set a thermostat at 68 degrees and it's wintertime and somebody opens the door, that thermostat is going to kick your furnace on and make it pump up until it can try to catch up to 68 degrees, which probably won't be till somebody closes the door. But it's going to keep working at it. Yes. Yes. So there's a couple of ways to reprogram your subconscious. One is through some type of incredibly emotional event, either bad or good, will reprogram your subconscious. Okay? And since I'm not able to create some type of incredibly emotional event, just sitting in front of a camera in my little office reaching out to you, then our option here is to do the other thing, which is repetition. Repetition helps reprogram our mind. And so if we say something often enough, we believe it. So it might start out a lie, but then later on it becomes the truth. Because we reprogram our subconscious mind, and our subconscious mind finds ways to bring it into being, because our subconscious doesn't know any better. That's why when we repeat affirmations, eventually what happens is we start to believe that we can have those things that we're saying. And as soon as we believe that we can have those things that we're saying, our vibration is adjusted to that. And we begin to find opportunities that are going to lead us closer and closer to that, including healing of eyesight and lots of other things. But it's very simple, but it does take energy and effort. And then what happens is you have these opportunities show up, you have these bits of information show up, You have these links to a YouTube video show up. You have things just come in, and it just seems like it's by happenstance, but it's not. It's because your subconscious is working with the greater consciousness, lining things up for you to have your answer. In reality, where rubber meets the road. Okay, so it's okay if you don't believe it at first. What's important is that you say it anyway, even if you just say it to yourself. All right, that's why it's an affirmation, and we repeat it a bunch of times. Okay, so let me finish writing it up. Because my eyesight is incredibly good, and I love to get my exercise in every single day. Ooh, okay. Let me type this out for you on the screen, and then you're going to have to copy it down. Because I don't think that the chat will let you copy and paste. Maybe it will. If it does, go for that. If it does, go for that. Okay, so how do we say we're starting? I am so happy and grateful now that I have complete freedom to choose what I want to do and where I want to go in my days. Should I say days? I'm gonna assume that you're gonna take days to mean at any time within the 24-hour period that happens in what we consider a day. Okay? So I'm expecting you to have good night vision too, is what I'm saying. All right, now, because my eyesight is incredibly good and I love to get my exercise in every single day. Geez, what time is it? Oh, wow, it's already 10 o'clock. Oh, and I typed too much. Okay, let me back out. Every single day. So there you go. And then you want to say that. Actually, I would say that because I know with eyesight, like that's going on like all the time. Okay. So it's hard to not think about it, and it's hard to think something else about it other than the evidence that you're seeing. You're quite welcome. So I would recommend that you say that at least 10 times in the morning as you're getting ready for your day. And I would recommend that you say this also every time that you have a little worry thought that comes in about your eyesight or about your freedom or about your independence. Get this memorized and make that a go-to, because every time you have a little worry thought, we want to override that. because we don't want to create what you're worried about. We want to create the real goal. Okay? So, at least 10 times in the morning, at least 10 times before you fall asleep at night, and any time you have any little worry thought around this at all. And I would say, plan on doing this for 90 days and see where you are in 90 days. See how much improvement you have. If you've had enough improvement that you don't have to keep saying it, great. If you have enough improvement that you're feeling energized that you want to keep saying it, then keep saying it. All right. I don't know if anybody else showed up in the room. Good. That's how they work. If you don't repeat them, then they don't work. So it's important to just repeat and repeat and repeat until you believe your own lies, and then they come true. And then we love it when the doctors say, I don't know what happened. This is not normal. And you can say, it's normal in my world. You're quite welcome. All right, doesn't look like anybody else is coming in with any kind of requests for affirmations or otherwise. So I think I'm going to take off here tonight. And I'm going to go over and hang out at TikTok for an hour. And then call it a night, maybe. Thank you very much for being here and for keeping me on my feet. I appreciate it. Anybody in the room, Diane, and anybody else in the room, have a wonderful, peaceful night. And I will see you guys back on the next video. Peace out.